Hey yo, hey yo.
Welcome back to Little in the Middle, and welcome to episode 7. And I just want to say thank you to the people who have been listening since the beginning up to now, episode 7. It's been quite a journey, humbling journey. I'm just glad that this is a thing now, you know? This is a thing that I do every week when I'm alone, and I get to put on a little bit of a show. I get to vent, I get to talk about stupid topics, I get to talk about dumb shit at work or at the gym or on the subway, on my commute. Thank you for putting up with this voice of mine that sounds like I forever have peanut butter stuck on the roof of my mouth. And I can't seem to get where the fucking sound is coming from. Like, is my tongue that thick where it doesn't fit in my mouth right? Like, why does it sound like, it just sounds like my mouth is full. I spoke about this on the first episode. It sounds like I have a dick in my mouth. Okay? I don't know what the fuck, what is this? Is this a Latina thing where we have like this, we have this tongue where we have to adapt to the English and Spanish language? Like, why does it sound like I have to contain my tongue? Why does it sound like every time I speak, I'm trying my hardest for my fucking tongue not to overspill out of my mouth? And these are just little rants. Welcome to the rants. Welcome to episode 7. I'm just happy that I could say like I have a good little consistent following that they listen to this every week. And hopefully I didn't lose you in the last episode, because that was a little bit of a dark, well, I feel like every episode's kind of a dark episode, but it's dark humor, dark as in my troubled life, dark as in my mental state, dark as in financially things are getting a little rocky. But I'm just glad that I have this platform where I get to vent and talk about things that I probably haven't spoken to anyone, or maybe even my therapist. And to be completely honest, I haven't seen my therapist in a good, I want to say 3 or 4 months, because this was around the time where I'm like, all right, like BetterHelp. I was doing BetterHelp because it was a cheaper option than seeing my actual psychiatrist, because let me tell you, a session, 30 minutes, they're making fucking bank, okay? You know how much I was paying my psychiatrist for like a 30-minute session or 45-minute session, or maybe an hour? Guaranteed 30 minutes, $400. 400. That's minimum. I have not spent anything less than 400. Now, anything more, I don't really remember, because I just keep that shit short, okay? Like, it's already costing me 400. I better come up with topics, facts. Like, I'm coming in hot, okay? Because these 30 minutes, I need to make the most of these fucking 30 minutes. So I only see my psychiatrist every time I need a refill, which we bumped it up to like 4 or 6 months, okay? So $400 is a lot of fucking money, okay? So BetterHelp was the better alternative. I think BetterHelp is $3 something a month, and that's for unlimited messaging. Like, you're always in constant communication with your therapist if you want, okay? So they should fucking sponsor me right now. But BetterHelp for anyone who needs someone to talk to, someone to listen to. If you're going through anything that's fucking up with your mental health, just go see somebody. Do BetterHelp. You could always cancel it. Just make sure you cancel it before your next payment. I feel like BetterHelp has helped me in the time where I really needed some guidance and I needed someone's professional opinion. But because I stopped, because it was getting a little type expensive again, fucking inflation, and I don't want to keep complaining, but I took a little break. And also because I'm not going to get into why, the other details, but I feel like I needed, my pocket needed a break, okay? Financially, I needed a break. And now I'm starting to pick up these little bad habits again, like my anger. I've always had anger issues. I've always had anger management issues. And if you can't fucking tell from the way I speak about my fucking rants, the way I just like rant off, that's not obvious that I have anger issues. But I've always had trouble with keeping my shit under control. I'm starting to see that now. I'm starting to pick up these bad habits. And I start to think, okay, maybe I should take cold showers, or maybe I need to meditate more. But you know what I hate about meditating is that every time I remember that I should meditate, I'm always on the fucking train. I'm always on the subway where I'm like, fuck, you didn't meditate today. What am I going to do? Take long, deep, disgusting breaths in the subway? No thanks. That's not therapeutic or soothing, or that's not relaxing at all, okay? So I need to find some time to do this because I'm starting to notice for a while now that I'm starting to get real impatient. I get ticked off really fucking quick. My patience is like starting to run thin. And I don't know if it's because I need a break from work. I don't know if I need a vacation. I don't know if I'm just tired of doing the same thing over and over again. I don't know if it's also everyone else around me at work that's fucking over it. I just feel like we're all burnt out. I just feel like we're all tired of the mundane, day-to-day, repetitive thing right now. As a unit, I feel like we're all kind of over it. And I can be in my own little world, but then like when you see the people around you that feel the same way, and then it kind of just brings you down even more. And I don't want to use that as an excuse, but it's like feeding fuel to the fire. Like I need positive people around me. I need people that are joyful, bright, fun, fucking people. I need positive people in my life. I need positive people in my life, man. I realize that the people in your environment, the people that you surround yourself with, that if I had one joyful person in my life at work who makes me look forward to going to work, I think I would be fine. I think I'd be able to pull through. And it's at this point where as hard as things are getting in the city and things are getting really expensive, I feel like now money is not the motivation. Now I feel like happiness is the motivation. To be mentally stable is the motivation. To find joy in the little things in life, that's the fucking goal. That's the daily goal. And money is great, but I feel like if I'm mentally unhappy, money is not really going to solve that. Now, if you're talking millions of dollars, fuck yeah, that's going to make me really happy. But how long is that going to make me happy for? So anyway, wasn't I just talking about me having a thick tongue? So because I have been a little angry lately, I feel like now it's starting to seep into my dreams. Like I had a weird dream about this old creepy looking man trying to break into my apartment. And it was like vividly my apartment, my door, the locks. And this creepy man actually looks like one of the guys who works at a supermarket that's downstairs from my apartment. Literally, it's right next door. He just has like this creepy face. Like he looks like the kind of guy that scratches his butt, smells it, picks his nose, and then picks his teeth with his nails. He looks kind of like like SpongeBob when they do like really disgusting close-ups of like SpongeBob or like Squidward, and like you see all like the creases and the pores when they do like a up close footage. Or like what's that other cartoon? Ah, now I remember. I was looking it up. The creepy guy in my dream looks like one of the characters from the Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack. And I don't know, he just like gives me like this creepy vibe. And I'd imagine if like you do an up close, it would look just like a character from this TV show. And so I think this guy had dropped something off for me, and I opened up the door. And so I said, okay, thank you. And I closed the door, and then he said, no, thank you. And I think I don't know what he thought that I was going to let him in. So he said thank you to me. So he started pushing the door open, and then he started like trying to break in. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, get out. And like in my dream, like the door was like really animated, even though it was locked on the bottom. Like the door was still moving. Like the door was almost like open, but it wasn't open. It was locked, but it was just like he put so much force into breaking in that the door almost opened. I don't know if any of that makes sense. I was like really curious about what the fuck was that dream about. I had to look up on Google Dream Dictionary, and it said dreams about intruders. Dreaming of an intruder is a negative symbol that represents an infragment from both our inner and outer worlds. Since our house is often represented as the mind, psyche of the dreamer, and the intruder is often disguised as someone or something that is infringing on your personal boundaries. Okay. So what I think this is about, I think it's my own I think it's the angry version of me trying to break in. And I'm trying really fucking hard to not let her in. Not let this angry version of me in. The way I'm explaining it, it makes me sound like I talk in third person, but I don't. I really don't. And I don't know why people do that, but I don't. Unless you're trying to be cute and like you look at yourself and like, oh, she cute. Then that's different. But if you talk in third person throughout the whole conversation with other people, then that's weird, I think. This so-called break-in warns the dreamer that they need to protect themselves in the areas that they might not be secure in. Once the intruder has entered your house, it tells the dreamer about a threat has now barged into your mental state of being. Okay, so I didn't let this thing in. So I don't think I don't think I've welcomed the angry version of me in. Intruder dreams encourages the dreamer to investigate their own personal boundaries or privacy around other people, relationships, work environments that need to be secured. People who have an agreeable disposition often have dreams about people breaking into their houses as they are unable to set limitation between you and the other people. The intruder in your dream has more to do so with setting up your own personal protection so you learn not to be taken advantage of in the future. But how do you do it? Okay, so I have to set boundaries, right? This is where I start to get a little thirsty. And this is when I feel like my tongue gets really fat now. Because now I just feel like I just need fluid. I'm just going to be quiet. This whole fucking thing just sounds weird. So this is pretty much telling me that I need to set boundaries with around other people, relationship, work environments. They need to be secured. Okay, so does that mean am I crossing boundaries when I'm on this podcast and I talk about my personal life? I don't know, but I'm not going to stop. And then it also says that it could be a psychic warning. In rare cases, dreaming of a break-in might be related to an actual house invasion. That's fucking crazy. And also, I wouldn't be surprised, but also, I live on the 5th floor. And even I get tired coming all the way up here. Who's gonna break in? Who's gonna walk all 5 flights of stairs trying to break in here, trying to take some valuable shit? By the time they get to the 5th floor, they're gonna be too tired. They're gonna need some water. They're gonna need a break to catch their breath because it's fucking tiring to come up to my apartment. But also, yes, I'm not surprised because a few months ago, so the supermarket that's right next door, someone was trying to break in the supermarket. Now, I didn't see what happened. I was dead asleep, but I heard about this the next day. It's fucking crazy. Apparently, there was a few people trying to break into the roof of this supermarket. I was just thinking to myself, why would they fucking break into the roof of the supermarket? And so I think the area that they were trying to break in is the office area of the supermarket. So now when you go to downstairs to the supermarket and you're at the cash register, the office is upstairs. It doesn't look like there's any way to get up there unless you go all the way in the back where the cold cuts, the frozen meat, chicken, that, you know, that smelly section of the supermarket. And, you know, when you go back and the plastic flaps look like they have E. coli and they've never been washed and it just smells like meat. And I can't tell if it's fresh meat or it's just bloody meat. I think that's the only way to get to the office. I one time saw one of the cashiers receiving something in a bucket. So somebody was pulling down a string with a bucket, and I think there was money in it because they needed change. It's obvious whoever was trying to break into the supermarket, they knew where the office was. I'm not surprised if any crazy shit happens around here. Times are tough. How bad did they need the money if they were breaking into the roof of a supermarket? And how much would they have gotten away with? Everything is pretty much cashless. My supermarket takes Apple Pay. What were they going to get away with? That's what I want to know. Unless, see, this is what I would have done though. I would have tried to break into the back of the supermarket, not necessarily the roof, because I'm sure the roof has some type of like added security alarm system. There's cameras and maybe multiple angles of the office, one facing the computer, the other facing the door, and maybe the other facing the safe where all the money is. Now, if you try to break into the back, you could probably steal some produce, some meats, and I feel like you would be able to get away a lot quicker. And I'm not saying anybody do this. Don't steal your local supermarket because things are getting really expensive and eggs are $20. Don't do it, but I'm saying if I wouldn't break into the roof. Is what I'm trying to say. Fuck, my ADD is like So, what I was going to talk about this story, and I think what boundaries I need to make is I need to be able to keep myself under control. I need to keep myself in check. I try to be a good person, and I think that with all this fucking therapy and all this money that I've spent, years and years of fucking therapy, like even when I was in middle school, I put myself in anger management. I didn't have emotional support, so I realized at a very early age that I had to do things on my own. So when I was in middle school, I went to the guidance counselor and I'm like, hey, do you guys have anger management therapy sessions, anything? I don't know. So the guidance counselor was like, no, we don't, but I can still help you. And so I went into her office and she gave me like this little questionnaire, like, what makes me angry? Why do I get angry? What do you do when you get angry? Blah, 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 etc., etc. And even like these fucking questions got me, they fucking triggered me, and I never went back. Bottom line, I have anger issues. And I unwillingly kind of made a little scene at work last week. I think this is where I have to stop this madness, this angry Talia that's slowly gonna take over the world. So last Sunday, I was over it. I was working brunch and I really wanted to just leave. Just wanted to go home. And there's this side work we have to do as a server. You have to roll some napkins with like the knife and the fork, and you gotta like make a big box. You gotta fill up a bin of these little roll-ups before you get to leave. So I'm over here doing roll-ups like I'm fucking Speedy Gonzalez, okay? I'm doing my roll-ups as fast as I can so I can get the fuck out, okay? And there wasn't any roll-ups for the buzzers to use for the tables. So one of the buzzers like, hey, no, he didn't even ask. He just took one of my napkins. And then I said to myself, it was only one roll-up. It was only one napkin. It was only one napkin. Calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down. It was only one. It was only one. It was only one. Talia, calm down. Fucking calm the fuck down. It was only one roll-up. It was only one roll-up. And it was only one roll-up. And this is how I had to talk to myself sometimes, just so I don't fucking... so people don't fucking see the blackout angry version of me. And I had to just keep telling myself like it was only one. It was only one. It's okay. You're still doing your roll-ups. You're gonna go home. You're gonna go home. It was only one. And I know I sound like a madman. Fucking guy comes back. Fucking busser comes back, and he asks this time because he knows that taking 4 roll-ups would be way too fucking much, right? So he asks me, "Can I take 4?" I think I paused for like a good 5 seconds. And then I'm like, yeah, you could take, go take them. Take the whole box. Take the whole box. And then like I see his face like he was smiling, like thinking that I was like, yeah, just take the whole box while you're at it, right? No, I was like, yeah, take the whole fucking box. I didn't say fucking, but in my mind, I'm take the whole fucking box while you're at it then. And so I put the bin in the area that should have been filled. Okay, so we have 2 fucking bussers, and sometimes this is why I get mad, because I'm like, y'all motherfuckers are taking money from me, and you guys aren't even doing anything. You guys are just walking around in circles, not even picking up plates, picking up dirty plates, picking up fucking bunched up dirty napkins and silverware. At least refill the guests' water. That's the least you can do. And I was already over it. I wanted to get out. I was cleaning my whole tables the whole fucking day. And we have 2 of these motherfuckers that's like their job. Their job is to be there to clean. And I feel like they don't even help me. I feel like every time I come around with like 10 fucking plates in my arms, then they're like, then they act like, okay, let me help you. Right? So I was already fucking done. And for this fucking guy to ask for 4 roll ups when he could have just gone onto the back and got a whole box himself and refilled his little station, that was and I know that I sound like a real bitch, and I know that was a real shitty thing to do to spaz out like that, but I know I was in the wrong. I shouldn't have acted that way. And I felt really shitty after, but I still stand by my fucking principles, okay? Out of the 2 that were working, at least one of them could have gotten a whole box of napkins to put in that little section. But instead, the other guy was just standing there watching me make a fool out of myself. And then to top this all off, I leave and I see them putting my napkins back. And I wasn't even done yet. But I was like, you know what? They keep fucking taking my napkins. I'm never going to leave here. I'm never going to leave. And then that was like my thinking at the time. And I know it's like really pathetic. And when I have these little outbursts, then that's when I think like, fuck, I'm not an adult yet. I'm not a mature adult because I still can't figure out how to control my own fucking anger. How do you deal with it? I know everybody gets angry, but does everybody get angry like me? I don't want to be that cranky old person. You know, that old person that always gets mad at everything. Even the sound of birds like irritate them. I don't want to be that old person. And here I am, breaking boundaries, telling you guys about my defaults, my character defaults. Anyway, so a few days ago, I went to a birthday party. It was at a break bar in Manhattan. I've always wanted to go to a rage cage. At least that's what it used to be called. There's a place in Manhattan where you pay to smash like old TVs, old computers, old electronics. You get to throw plates and glasses, and that sounds therapeutic to me. If I can choose between getting a massage, meditating, going on a shopping spree, or going to a rage cage, you best believe I'm going to pick that rage cage. It was an open bar, and every time you finish your drink, they rinse it out, and you get to use that same glass and throw it against the wall in the back of the bar. I was collecting everybody's glasses, and to the point where I accumulated 2 buckets full of glassware. And so a few people went in the back and started throwing glass. And it's so funny and it's so cute too. Like, this is how unfeminine I am. The birthday boys, girlfriends, friends are all dancers. She's a dancer. She's beautiful, by the way. And all of her girlfriends are dancers, and they have like this dancer aura, right? Like they have like this, it's like a beautiful swan type of aura. Like they have like a very graceful, fun, energetic vibe. If there's like aura, I can't really describe, but it's like a very colorful aura. And I don't know anything about aura. I don't have crystals recharging in my window. I don't know. I don't know any of that. I don't burn sage in my room, which I should. I probably should. But these women, they were just so beautiful and so graceful. And I see them. They're throwing their glass on the wall. In the back, you have to wear like safety glasses, and you got to be safe. And the way they were throwing the glass, it was like they threw it and then they went, like, oh my God, I can't believe I just did that. It's so scary, dangerous. Oh my God, girl, yes. And when I threw this glass, it was like, fuck, this is for when you fucking hurt me. This is for Sunday when you fucking took my roll up. I fucking hate everybody. And then the sound of glass just breaking in the back. And everybody that I was with, like, threw the glass, like, oh, fuck yeah. That was cool. That was fun. And for me, it was like, it kind of ignited something in me. I'm like, wow. Like, it was almost like a weight off of my shoulder. And I had one glass left. And I was going to give it to somebody. And I'm like, whoa. How did you feel the last time you threw this glass? Like, did you feel it? Like, did you feel like it made you feel good? Or, because if that's not how you felt, I'm keeping this glass. I'm going to throw this glass because I need it more than you. I need to throw this glass more than you. I need to hear the glass shatter to million pieces and hit the floor. They also had these like targets that you had to hit. And I hit one. So I don't know, I just felt like an MLB player. I just felt so professional. I was like, I know what I'm doing here. And I threw that glass in full force. I don't know how many miles per hour that glass went, but I know it sounded loud. And I have I posted a video of it on my story. But that is just so, it just did something to me, you know? So I'm glad that I was able to socialize after a rough work week. I didn't get fucked up, but I had a lot of fun. I used to be the type of person who needed to get fucked up to have fun. And now I would have like one or two drinks and like I'm having the time of my life. And what else happened? I actually got to see a good friend of mine. And I really think this week was a time for me to socialize and, just like distract myself. You forget how important socializing is. I don't have that many friends that I hang out with. I always hang out with my same two cousins. They're like the older brother that I've never had. And I don't get to see them as much, but these are the only two people that I really hang out with if I do go out and do something. For me to have seen my friend a few days ago, it was just so nice. I think it was very needed. And so we kind of made a whole day out of it. We went to this bar that's close to my job. We were just talking about like high school and like how we see ourselves now and the people that we do still have communication with. It's kind of funny, like just to see everybody all grown up, and just going down memory lane, like talking about the people who were funny in our class and what people are up to. You think that when you're young, that you guys are going to be friends forever and you guys are going to make plans and you guys are going to be like side by side no matter what. And, when you grow up, that doesn't happen. So me and my friend, we went to this place called Inter. It's like very sensory heavy. Like it's like very like a visual type of, I don't know if you would call it an art exhibit, but they give you these glasses where when you look at the lights, it kind of just like makes it more like trippy. And in the reviews, someone said that this place sucked and like save your money. But I think that maybe this person was just really sober. It's like the kind of place where you need to be on mushrooms to like really get the most out of your money. And like we had fun. Like it was fun. It was for what you paid for, okay? But I think like maybe if we would have taken mushrooms, fucking whole experience would have been a lot more fun. And then after that, we went to go see a comedy show. It was a lot of fun. And just seeing these comedians on stage, it really made me miss being on stage. I really haven't been writing any jokes. And there was this one comedian where he was talking about, I can't even do his joke justice. The joke is pretty much about if you get a time machine and if you sign up for Rosetta Stone for like a free 30-day trial, learn a new language, get into your time machine, go back in time, get your money back. And then like he kept repeating, get back in the time machine, 30-day trial. You go back in the time machine and another 30-day trial. And oh, fuck, I'm fucking up his jokes so fucking bad right now. It was like this guy, I just like I want to see like his writing process, like the thought process, like how much did he have to edit this joke to become what it was? Like that joke was so beautiful, well written. It was a brilliant joke, and the whole fucking place was dying of laughter. It just makes you think like, how much time did he put into this joke? And like he made comedy look so easy. And then the next comedian, which he's the only comedian that I knew in the lineup, was Atkash Singh. He followed the time machine guy, and you could see like the change, like the energy in the room was like, oh man, that guy's leaving already? Fuck. And like he was a hard person to follow. Like it's crazy how, and again, I'm not really big on like auras, but it's crazy how people just change the whole vibe of the room, you know? I think that's what I need to work on. Like when I walk into a room and I'm all in my fucking miserable, angry mind and I have a fucking cloud over my head and it's raining and I don't have an umbrella. Like, how do I change the mood in the room? How can I be the time machine guy? I'm trying to make it all philosophical, but now I don't know where I'm going with this, but I need to get back on stage. And I think when I was doing open mics, I realized that I did have a different perspective. I did have a different energy. I had a different vibe. I was more funny. Not necessarily like funny, haha, I'm a funny person, but I was more like silly. I felt more silly. I felt more outgoing. I felt more like playful. But I feel like when I write these jokes, I have voice memos on my phone, and I'm just like, a lot of this shit is dark. I have this one joke that I fucking bombed the first time. And then like the second time I went and I tried it again, it was a whole different crowd, a different place, and it did pretty good. And then I tried the same fucking joke the third time and it didn't hit. I don't really want to get too deep into the joke, but a lot of my shit is disturbing comedy. The premise of the joke is that I started masturbating at a very young age, and that I would touch myself so much to the point where I would have to go to the pediatrician because my raw. Okay, jokes, okay, people? These are jokes, okay? And in my joke, I describe like fucking 90s, right? Like you have a little girl in the pediatrician's office saying that her vagina hurts. Why wasn't social services involved? Why didn't anybody come to my house and ask my dad a couple questions? There's more to this. And I love the people who love dark comedy because they fucking get it. They fucking get it. And there was a couple times during my skit where people were just like, ooh. But then they would laugh. And again, these are just jokes. And if you stop listening to me because of this joke, I completely understand. But also, we can't laugh at certain things. We can't laugh anymore. Like, the world's already dark. We can't laugh about dark things. I hope I didn't trigger anybody. I'm not making fun of the situation. It's more funny when you make fun of yourself. The whole point is that I was fat and ugly as a kid, so of course nobody wanted to fucking do anything. Right? Am I just digging up a bigger hole here? I don't know. I might just cut this whole fucking thing out. Because I don't know. I'll decide. I'll decide if I keep this or not. So, all right. So to circle back around to my dream and me having my Hulk experience at work, this one Sunday brunch, I've decided I'm not working Sundays anymore. Even though I could use the extra money on a brunch shift, but I'm at that point where my mental health is more important than to work a fucking Sunday brunch. That's my bottom line, okay? Fucking ADD. You know, like a year ago, I've been getting ADD ads on Instagram way before I even had the slightest clue that I had ADD. It was almost like my phone saying, hey, we listen to you, stalk you all the time. I think we know you more than you know yourself based off of what you like on here and what you search and your schedule at work and your gym check-ins. That this is all synced up, okay? The type of music that you listen to, how often you check the weather, how often you check your calendar, how often you check Instagram. I think you have ADD. So pretty much my phone was telling me I had ADD. Like, they were kind of giving me clues like, hey, you should probably look into this because we think you might be undiagnosed. The only thing I've really caved in on Instagram, like the ads, were this drink that's called Magic Mind. And when I first started drinking it, I was like, oh, this is like really kicking in. I feel like really focused. And now I'm like 2 cases in. Like, I don't really know if it's working or not. I don't know. There's like so many ADD helpful like supplements that at this point I'm like, just take all my fucking money. Just take all my money. Cause I need to focus. I don't know. Just take all my money. Or sponsor me. Magic Mind, sponsor me, please. All right, so I'm going to end it here. I hope everyone has a great week. So I guess the next unofficial holiday would be 420. I'm debating if I should do a 420 episode. Should I do that episode? Or like me high on edibles? That would be like a bonus episode. I just gotta find some funny content for that one. Should I do it? What do you think? All right, I gotta head out. But thank you for tuning in again to Little in the Middle. Thank you for listening to my rants. I don't know if this makes anybody's day better or if I just give you more anxiety. For the few people who do listen to me every week, I really appreciate it. And if you can give me any feedback, let me know. You could respond back on Spotify. It'll ask you like what you think about the episode, and it's a private message. If I like the message, I might post it. Yeah, I would like some feedback. I would like maybe some topics, if anything, that you want me to cover. Or even like, let me challenge myself. Maybe give me a topic and I'll try to make it funny. Maybe give me a topic and I'll try to make a bit out of it. I don't know. Maybe I can make a actual like 5-minute joke. Give me some motivation. Give me some inspiration. Give me something to work on. But I would really appreciate that. Thanks again. Until next time. Bye.
Hey yo. Hey yo.